The beautiful sunset, the field ready for the harvest. Maybe on the side of the road a few cows are eating, and in the middle of this beautiful picture is a big red tractor. It's a familiar sight, right? For many years, Case IH tractors have been part of the farm landscape. So I'm guessing we all know all there is to know when it comes to these machines. Wrong. Here are facts about Case IH you never knew. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The first fact you might not know is that Case helped to feed the pioneers of America. More and more settlements and areas with larger populations started to grow in the east, but they all needed to be fed, so pioneers moved west and started farming there. The company really started to fill the market that these farmers created. Jerome Increase Case found his company and mainly focused on what happened after the harvest, how farmers could separate grain faster. He eventually even created the agricultural industry's first steam engine. It greatly increased the speed that farmers could work at and helped them out a lot. The next fact you might not know is that the IH part in the company has a pretty cool history too. In 1902, JP Morgan saw an opportunity. He was a corporate banker who specialized in consolidations. He personally brokered a deal where 5 companies who were all involved in agriculture and in grain harvest specifically merged to become one giant in the industry. One of these companies was the McCormick Harvesting Machine Company. When the 5 companies merged, the International Harvester Company was born. For many years, the International Harvester was a leader in the industry and created many important innovations that helped out farmers and made their lives easier. It helped create the agricultural industry as we know it today. But eventually, some mistakes caused the company to lose financial stability and they were bought out. Something else you might not know? Case IH and New Holland are very closely linked. Despite the fact that you still get the red machines and the blue ones, these two companies are really owned by the same parent company, Fiat, who owns both companies, decided to keep them separate and still offer consumers the options that having both companies in the market gives them. They have worked on both to create a situation where the fact that they are owned by the same company helps build the foundation and makes them stronger. Now, there are certain tractors where you can use parts of either company and they would work. Many times, the newest inventions are first brought out by Case IH and then later expanded to include New Holland too. But as the company says, they aren't completely in the same market anyway. Case IH is more focused on larger tractors and farms that specialize on crop production and every step that those farmers take on the way to get a good harvest. On the other side, New Holland focuses more on smaller and mid-range tractors and farming in hay, forage, and livestock. On the other side, even though the parent company, Fiat, is Italian, Case IH will still make sure to take care of their main consumers in North America, the same place that Case IH started out. They have expanded all over the world, but realized that the bulk of their customers have come from there and, in many cases, have been loyal to Case IH for generations. So they should make sure to cater to these customers first, and they have promised to do so. The two companies where Case IH comes from helped each other out a long time before merging. McCormick, one of the main companies who later it became International Harvest, is situated in Chicago. In 1871, the Great Chicago Fire started. No one really knows how it started, but many claim it was because a cow kicked over a lamp in the barn where the fire originated. Or others think that there were men gambling inside the barn and they knocked over a lamp that started the fire. Either way, the fire spread quickly. Many of the structures in the city were wooden and most had tar or shingle roofs that were highly flammable. This caused big parts of the city to be engulfed in flames very quickly. The fire also spread to the McCormick factory. Late the next day, it started to rain, but by then the fire had already mostly burned itself out anyway, and the McCormick factory was destroyed. Having nowhere to build their machines could have ruined their company. Then, J.I. Case, founder of the Case Company, stepped in and offered to build their machines for them. Case has always been on the front line for farming innovations. At one stage, it was common to use plows and tractors that were being pulled by animals to farm. In 1869, Case, who was then still called the J.I. Case Threshing Machine Company, built the agricultural industry's first steam tractor. At first, you still needed horses to steer the machine, but eventually, Case brought out a model that was completely self-propelled. Many farmers adapted and embraced this new technology, and steam engines quickly started to replace horses when it came to providing threshing power. The outcome was that J.I. Case Threshing Machine Company was the world's largest producer of steam engines for years, and they didn't stop there. In 1892, the company designed and built a gasoline-powered tractor, but farmers and the market in general were not ready to let go of steam engines yet and switch over to gasoline. So they sat on the idea and reintroduced it in 1911. On the other side, the International Harvester had introduced the Titan tractor in 1910. This tractor quickly became a legend. It was large and heavyweight. It was strong and reliable to work with. It was a tractor that many farmers were able to use for many years without it breaking or needing replacement. It was the first product that really created a major following for the International Harvesting Group and would lead them to become an industry great. After that, the two individual companies continued to create new innovations and machines that would help farmers create an all-new way of farming. From combines to row crop tractors, they revolutionized the agricultural industry and created machines that would enable farmers to feed a lot more people and do much larger pieces of land than they ever would have dreamt about before the modern equipment was available. Just think what these two companies would be able to do together. In 1985, the two brands merged. When J.I. Case and Cyrus McCormick started their companies individually, I am sure they never guessed just how large they would become and how many years later they would still be in business. Yet to grow and become even stronger, the two companies decided to merge. In 1986, Steiger also joined the newly named Case IH company. Coming together meant that the new company was now the second largest manufacturer of farming equipment, and that the company could provide much better service and care since they added so many more dealers under one umbrella. The line of equipment they provided to their customers was also much broader than before. So I think in the long run, this was a great move that would benefit their customers. But did you know that their signature red didn't come from the Case side of the business? Before the merge, it was International Harvester who had red tractors, crawlers, and power units. They already adopted this color in 1936, so after the merge, most of the machines created by Case IH were then brought out in the Harvester red. Steiger, who joined the company in 1986, was originally green and kept making some green machines until 1989, and then they too switched over completely to the red, making the entire company uniform and easily recognizable even from far away. If there is a Case IH machine in someone's field, you have no need to wonder who the manufacturer is. Case IH is still creating new concepts to change the agricultural landscape. In the years since the merger, they have brought out many new products and machines, but they still strive to create new innovations to change the way we farm today, and one of their latest concepts might do just that. In 2016, Case IH unveiled an autonomous concept vehicle. This would mean that no one would need to drive it, and that the farmer would be able to control a machine remotely and program it to do tasks. This would also mean that farmers would need less labor during the busiest times of the year, like during the harvest and planting stages. In areas where labor is difficult to find, it could be a massive help. Even for farmers who do have access to enough labor, it would be a game changer. It could free the laborers and farmers to do all the other jobs that there always are on the farm. They are still in development, and in the years since the concept have changed a little, but they're working on it and have been testing it out in real-world scenarios. I'm curious to see if farmers will embrace this technology when it becomes widely available, or if they will still prefer a hands-on approach. Only time will tell. Let me know what you think in the comments. So, if you are a loyal customer of the Case IH brand, just like the way they look, or even if you're a supporter of another brand, there's no denying that this company has an interesting past and has come a long way to create the company they are today. They have created some amazing machines and also hit some roadblocks along the way. I hope you enjoyed these facts about Case IH you never knew. Until next time.